One summer afternoon, Kayla, age 8, and Landon, age 10, were sitting on a couch in the den, flipping through television channels. They stopped when the picture of a burning building appeared on the screen.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching a terrible fire in our town. A building has been burned down by evil people today.
The firemen are risking their lives to save people trapped inside the building.
The firemen are real heroes.
I wish I were a hero. I would love to meet a true hero. I bet Grandpa could tell us some exciting stories about lots of heroes.
Let's go ask him.
Well, children, there are many heroes in the world, each one different from one another.
Grandpa, can you tell us a story about a hero?
I sure can. And tomorrow, I'll take you on a trip to the seaport to meet a real hero.
The next day, Grandpa, Landon, and Kayla were standing on the dock in front of an old wooden boat.
Grandpa, what are we doing here? You told us you were going to tell us a story, and we would meet a real hero.
Well, let me start the story. Many years ago, there was an evil man named Adolf Hitler who wanted to take over the world. Other evil people called Nazis helped him. Wherever the Nazis went, they killed or hurt people who were just like you and me.
But Grandpa, why would they do such a bad thing?
Because people believe in different religions and have different ideas. The Nazis were very bad to people who did not believe in what Adolf Hitler believed. The people he hated the most were Jewish. In a little country called Denmark, some very brave people decided to fight the Nazis and try to help save Jewish lives. These brave people were called freedom fighters. They were named after a spirit who lived in a faraway castle. This spirit would leave the castle to help save Danish people whenever they were in danger.
Was it a big castle?
I'm sure it was. But I have talked enough. I think the real hero should tell the rest of the story.
Who is that? I don't see anyone else here besides this old wooden boat.
I think it's time to introduce you to the hero of my story, the little boat.
You must be kidding! How could this little wooden boat be a hero?
I agree with you. I am not a hero, but I know the rest of this story. Would you like to hear it?
Yes!
Pretend we are back in Denmark at the time of the Nazis. One night, a big Nazi ship came into the harbor. It started scaring the Danish ships by bragging about how many of us it had sunk.
Who are you Danish ships trying to fool? You can't help the freedom fighters. We are so big and powerful that nobody can get by us.
There must be something we can do to help save our people.
What's the use? The Nazi boats are so much bigger and faster than us.
Meanwhile, two freedom fighters had been talking to each other in the basement of a safe house where many Jewish families were hidden.
The Nazis are searching for thousands of Jewish families.
What can we do? The roads are blocked and the Nazis are looking everywhere for Jews. The Nazis say they will kill anyone helping a Jewish person.
What about secretly putting them on a boat to Sweden? It is a short trip, and once in Sweden, they will be safe. I know the captain of a small wooden boat. Let's ask him what he thinks of the idea. Let's dress up like we work on the boat so the Nazis won't start asking questions.
That was a smart idea.
The next morning, at my wheel, the two freedom fighters were talking with the captain.
It would take a big boat to carry so many people to Sweden. The Nazi ships are everywhere. They search every boat. The Jews wouldn't be able to sneak out on a big boat.
What about me?
You have such a good heart. But you were not built to carry people. Your job is to bring food and supplies to the lighthouses.
You think I am too small, too old, and too slow. But that might be good. Since some of the lighthouses are near Sweden, and since I am not much to look at, maybe the Nazis won't search me for Jews.
It would be very dangerous. The Nazis inspect every boat and you could get hurt. Also, you have no room to fit all those people inside you.
That also could be good. The Nazis won't think about me. I'm only a little wooden boat. You can clean me out and fit as many people into me as possible.
We could only fit about 45 people in you. There are thousands of people who need to be saved.
If we only save 45 people on this trip, that would be a great start. It would say that we want freedom and we are brave enough to fight. If it works once, maybe we can keep on doing it and save even more lives.
The more trips we take, the greater our chances of being caught and killed.
I don't care. Let's just start with the first trip.
It was late at night at the harbor when 45 men, women, and children were led on board. 5 people were left standing on shore, waving goodbye.
Let those 5 people come on board. There's still a little bit of room.
But it will be too heavy for you. I don't think you can handle it.
I feel fine. Help the 5 people aboard.
The little boat left the harbor for his usual run, but went slower than usual. When he passed the Nazi boats, they started snickering at and taunting him. The little boat just looked straight ahead and kept going.
I hope we make it.
The little boat was heading toward one of the lighthouses near Swedish waters. All of a sudden, a strong spotlight was shining on him. The 50 passengers became very silent in the cramped quarters. The spotlight was coming from a Nazi warship.
Where are you going?
We are bringing food and supplies to the lighthouse.
Is the trip too much for your boat? It looks very tired.
The Nazi captain asked my captain.
We must come on board and inspect your boat. Those are the rules.
You can come on our boat.
Everybody on board held their breath. As the Nazi captain began to board the little boat, the Nazi warship said to its captain,
Look at this boat. It is an old and silly wooden boat that could never be used to help the freedom fighters. Why should we even bother to look inside it? I see it out here all the time delivering supplies to those lighthouses.
Maybe you're right.
The Nazi warship sped off. My passengers and I breathed a sigh of relief.
The spirit must have left the castle to help save us.
We landed safely in Sweden and were welcomed by Swedish rescuers. As the last 5 passengers left, they each gave me a kiss.
You are truly a brave little boat.
Your name should really be the Brave Little Boat.
That will be the little boat's new name. And just to let you know how much the brave little boat means to me, I was one of the young children on the brave little boat. It saved my life and the life of my whole family. The brave little boat made it possible for all of us to be standing here in America today.
What a story.
Now I know that each of us, no matter how big or small, can be a hero.
Yes, anyone can.
The real brave little boat made several trips and managed to save 300 Jewish lives. By special decree of the Danish Parliament, it was transferred to the Jewish Museum in New York City. The Jewish Museum has entrusted the care of the brave little boat to Mystic Seaport in Connecticut, where it is on display.